Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Dean Callan Show. Today, it's funkin' Fun Day Friday, and it's like day 71, right? So day 71. This is officially the day that Dean started to unravel a little bit. Let's just say it's been a long day of calls where I was working and I had to focus my energies the whole time, and put my mind into a creative space, put my mind into the space of this brand, put my mind into the space of this production. And then at the end of it all, I realized that I spent the entire day desperately trying not to think about all the crazy shit that's going on in the world at the moment. And I just could not get it out of my mind. And I couldn't help myself but to want to speak to the people who are effectively my clients and say, did you see what's happening in America? Did you see what happened to that poor guy? Did you see like the riots that are happening? Do you see how many people are upset? And see what their take was on it. But it was work. I was busy working, and I realized, my wife is busy working, my little baby's with his granny, and, obviously he's 10 months old. He doesn't have an opinion on politics yet. And I thought to myself that my entire life, I've been told not to talk politics. I've always worked in bars. I've always been around bars. And there's an unwritten rule. It's written down in a lot of places. No religion, no politics, right? Like you don't talk about religion and politics because people get heated. But I think maybe it's time. Maybe it's time we drop that. Maybe it's time to actually talk about race and religion and politics in bars. Maybe it's time to start having difficult conversations in public places, but just control ourselves. People should be able to talk to people that live on the opposite political spectrum from them in a respectful manner and expect a respectful conversation back. I know that's a difficult thing for most people to comprehend, but seeing all the things I've seen the last couple of weeks, like my brain is snapping. It's a struggle, and I hate to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but it almost feels like people are doing this kind of shit on purpose to distract us from what's going on behind the curtain. Anyway, I thought I would start strong like that, and then I would make myself something delicious and light and airy and fresh and happy, right? So, what do you think of when you think of fun, escapism, happy, about the moment, and easy? I don't want to have to think. I just want to do something fun. Right? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking motherfucking porn star martini. That's what you're thinking. Or P-star martini, to be more correct. For those of you that don't know, last week, or was it last week? It could have been the week before. I don't even know anymore what week it was. I totally forgot it was World Paloma Day, right? I still don't have the right stuff for the Paloma. I'm waiting until I got multiple different grapefruit sodas. But you know what? I found out today that I think it's July 25th was going to be the day that Douglas Anqua, the creator of the Porn Star Martini, is going to start a Porn Star Martini Day, which is pretty cool, right? Like, love it or hate it, the Porn Star Martini has become one of the most popular cocktails in the UK. And if you're in a different country and you don't know what it is, look it up. It's like, it's reminiscent of like early 2000s, late 90s, whatever it is, like fresh, fruity, delicious, sweet, boom, and with Prosecco or champagne. So Douglas makes this, a P-Star, which is a premix, and I am going to attempt to make it without, I don't have fresh passion fruit. We're going to try to make it as accurate as I can to him. Diogo, it was last Friday. Lights are sharp. What does that mean? What do you mean lights are sharp? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right, Let's try this. So I've done this. Look, I was going to do a Rancan episode today. I was going to do a whole episode on Rancan. How good is Rancan? Rancan is the shit. I love Rancan. How come no one talks about Rancan? People can talk about Rancan. It's super easy to talk about. It's just peach wine. Why don't they talk about it? How is there nothing on the internet telling you what it is, right? Like 3 different types of peaches and some leaves and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, I want like, it's from the south of France. I've been to the place. It's beautiful, right? How come they don't have cool videos and stuff? Anyway, Rancan, I ordered it, didn't deliver on time. So, you know, whatever. Right, so am I on the right side? Yeah, there we go. So Douglas is also doing a masterclass teaching people who, you know, consumers and bartenders, anyone that wants to sign up, how to make the porn style martini, right? Legit style, properly. Now, looking at that, do I have that glass? Is that the same glass? It's close. I think this is about as close as I'm going to get. Wait, and then this guy here looks about, yep, all right. Now, you just pour this, don't you? You don't even shake it. Wait, hold on. Right, I'm going to do 2 different things here. I'm going to start with how it's pictured in the... Ah, lights look good. Okay, yeah. Ah! Damn it. I'm going to start you back. Wah. There we go. God, that's a huge serve. See, the last time I did this with Douglas, it didn't look like that one. He got me to pour it all in one big glass. So I might do that. It might be a bit easier if I do that throughout the show. So there's those ones. I recreated that. Looks pretty cool. Right, and now I'm going to put it in a suitable random glass because I want to actually mix it. I like it mixed. All right. I'll tell you what. I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't stopped trying to make my own ice and converted to the London Ice Studio stuff. It's time, isn't it? Like, what is your time worth? I know today I had 0 free time all day. So my time, you know, I charged a lot for my time. So my time is worth quite a bit. Had I been trying to make ice all day, I don't know. It just makes sense to order it. I'm going to have to do an ice episode at some point. All right. Oh, yeah. I don't have the can-do thing on there anymore. Nope, I don't. Right, so. Question. Most of the people that watch this show are bartenders, right? So, Daniel, Diogo, or Douglas is on. Douglas, do you think there's space in bars for political discussion? Right? Now, my whole life I've been told no politics in bars. But like at some point people have to have an open dialogue about things. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The shit I've seen the last couple of days. If you haven't been online and seen, if you've been scared away from social media, which wouldn't make any sense because we are literally on social media right now. If you haven't seen what's been going on, this is the time when I think if you're afraid to have an opinion on it, it's time to have an opinion on it, you know, and make sure you whether you're liking and like is a bad word, but if you're not that savvy on social media, if you see something like the people sharing what happened to that poor guy, where 4 officers kind of arrested him when he wasn't doing anything wrong and then killed him in broad daylight in front of other people on camera. If you're seeing that and you're seeing his community, his friends, like sharing their pain, share it further. You know, the further it goes, the more people sharing that voice, the the more power those people will have to be able to drive something home. And I know this show is meant to distract us from what's been going on in COVID of late. This is definitely going to make things a little sweeter, but I can't not say something. Yeah, so I had to say something, right? I also made Mitch say something. Poor guy. Mitch is in the thick of it. So Mitch wakes up this morning like 15 minutes ago. That's like literally 15 minutes ago. And I hit him with, what's his thoughts on politics and bars, right? It's very difficult for me because I'd love to have a couple of people here in my physical space and be able to discuss stuff. But unfortunately, it's just the wrong time for that. But I genuinely believe that you really can't have a conversation unless you're across from someone. Having an argument on social media doesn't mean shit. If someone's physically standing in front of you, you can feel them, you can sense them, you can see what pain they're going through. You know, you're not a keyboard warrior anymore. You're there in real life, and that's I think that is the human condition. We're meant to be around each other. I used to believe we were pack animals. I'm kind of starting to think we're more like herded, like we're becoming a herd. Who's the sheep? Who are the sheepdogs and who are the wolves? That's the question.
Absolutely. There's always, yeah, absolutely. There's a place for politics in the bar. In my opinion, there's always been a place for politics in the bar. I know people tell you not to talk about it, but when you think of, the birth of the bar and the local tavern, the center of the city, a public meeting house, it's why political parties have often been founded in bars. I think that if a community doesn't have a place to discuss and debate thought, while it's irrefutable that alcohol doesn't help these things, I do think it's an important thing for everybody to be talking about, religion, race, and politics, especially now. So yes, 100% politics have a place in the bar now.
Right. So Daniel made a good point. If people start arguing, they're not drinking, and obviously you don't want them to get smashed if they're going to be arguing, and bars don't make as much money. But like, I think you've got television and you've got politics on television, and you see these people sitting in the audience, and politicians are there. Someone's like, well, what do you think? And they're all like, they're taking our jobs. And you're, man, they don't none of those people represent me. I'm not the kind of person that's going to get organized enough to go and be on some talk show with some politicians in the room wearing a suit, and not my thing. But my local bar, if they had a night, whether it's a ticketed event, and they had some people who could explain shit to us there, right? So that I can ask my questions and get all the bouncers in the world. Get the Rock, right? Have the Rock standing at the end of the bar, and if people kick off, the Rock will kick off, right? But just let people vent a little bit and let people be able to be explained something in real life, because it's when you're watching it on TV, you might not listen in the same way as if someone's standing there, and they might not understand like the passion. Like I've never seen anyone on television kick off and not physically attack anyone, but when I get upset about something and I speak with so much energy behind it that people know. and then they could get a sense in that room of how I actually feel about the topic. So I think bringing a gathering together, getting those people to be in the same room and getting a feel for it might be valuable. Anyway, I think it's a difficult one to have as a discussion. And also, I very much didn't warn anyone. I just found it very difficult. It is the Dean Cowan Show, and the great thing about it being called the Dean Cowan Show is if it fails, it's on me, right? At the moment, I'm not hiring anyone. The room is quite quiet. Like, I've got music in the background, so it feels like I'm not by myself, but I am effectively like just ranting at a camera, right? I had to have a little bit of a conversation. I was hoping that people would chime in. Now, I could have been cut off for all I know. But let's get back to the lighter side of things, right? I wanted to drink Rancan so much when the skies turned blue and it was sunny. And I thought to myself, bartenders go crazy for stuff. Like Fernet Branca. Like Fernet Branca took off. Fernet Branca is nice. I like Fernet. Like Mitch's Rum Toronto is the best thing I've ever tasted Fernet in, followed by the Hanky Panky. Like, but I mean, both of those have very little Fernet in it. It's not like it's the base. But one thing I appreciate, when you take a spirit, a wine, a liqueur, whatever, and you can just pour it out and drink it, that's a win. And Rancan you can drink, right? So I've decided to go on a bit of a Rancan mission and just Rancan. Say, how many times can I say Rancan? Right? I can, like, and I don't understand, like, how has Rancan gotten like little or no marketing? It feels like they've got no marketing. They're not sharing my space. Like, they're not in my head. I don't see them anywhere. Like, and it's real simple. Like, you could just take every bartender in the, like, well-known people in the on-trade, like take Douglas Anker's face and then do the yes you can image, right, with the different colors, but just yes you, and then can, but spelt like Rancan spells can. You know what I mean? How simple would that be? If I seen that, I'd be like, why does everyone on Facebook's profile keep changing to yes you quin? What is that, right? And then you find out it's Rancan. Boom. Then you try it. Share a mind. Anyway, couldn't get Rancan for the episode, so I thought, what if we winged it? Because I tend to be quite good at winging it. This is me ranting with no plan, almost on purpose. I've actually got stuff lined up and planned, like jazz. So I'll play jazz. I'll play jazz because I'm probably going to forget otherwise because I'm still ranting. Like, I haven't had a drink today. I've just been busy all day and not been able to gather my thoughts. Watch this. Here's Jez. He's also in the same boat. He's like, fuck COVID.
G'day. This has been a testing time. I've had to put up with videos of people doing fucking push-ups, 13 irrelevant albums that nobody gives a flying fuck about, and all manner of people telling me that what goes into a bolognese and what doesn't. As we're coming to an end and people are going to be going back to bars and pubs like this, I want to wish everybody the best of times, and I'm really fucking looking forward to having beers with you in the pub. But if you do a no-show, I will fucking hunt you down and burn your house. Do not be that guy or girl or other and do a no-show. This one's for you all.
Jazz is feeling it. Jazz is feeling it. Love that man. Super cool. And also, like, he went grey so early. He looks really old, but I think he's my age. And you know, my grandparents both had I turned 40 next year and I've still got hair, right? So I'm assuming I'm gonna get what they had, which is like they had perfect ivory white hair, both of them, and like my like a little wave of hair, and like it was all just neat, like Lego hair almost, and it just sat the way it sat. But it was just this white color, no pigment at all left in it. It wasn't grey, it was just white, And I always looked at that and I was like, how come everyone doesn't get white hair? How come some people get gray hair? I want white hair. So if you're an expert in nutrition or exercise or whatever it is that you need to do to get white hair, I have 0 gray hairs. Always figured when I got older, like my dad has gray hair and he's like hairy. I have no hair, not hairy, can't grow a beard, and how come I don't have gray hair? So can someone explain it? It's not fair. It sounds like I'm doing, what is the thing where you give yourself a compliment by whatever. I don't know what it is. I can't remember what it's called. But there is a name for it where you like complain about something that you're actually quite proud of. Not the case. Not the case. I want to look distinguished so people listen to me, you know? Anyway, I've decided in lieu of Rain Can Can, I'm going to do this. Right? So what I've decided to do, because I can't get Rain Can Can just yet, it hasn't been delivered. And you know, if you're in lockdown and you can't get what you want, you know what you have to do? Improvise. I know, you already thought improvise. Everyone in their head went improvise. Ooh, God. Genetics always follow your mother's side. So on my mother's side, my grandfather had dark brown hair all the way to the end. My mum died when she was 26, so she had a full head of hair and didn't go grey. 26 is kind of young. But so we're inconclusive on that side, because my grandfather still looked really young when he was older. But genetics come on your mum's side. I love that, but I look like my dad. Like, in fact, I seen a photo of Axel, and it was me holding him, and I thought that I seen the hands and thought it was my dad, because we've got like a very unique set of mitts. Good for grip, very good for grip. We have good grip. I can pick heavy stuff up with these. So can my dad. Now I don't know what I've done. All right, so this is what I scrambled together to try to put a legit, episode together, because actually something that's been keeping me going over these last few, I'd say the last 3 weeks have been difficult because my wife's been very busy and she's my rock. And my little man makes me super happy, but not socializing with people has actually, I thought I wasn't the most social person, but actually, I actually really like to socialize and chat with people. So let me see if I can get this right. This is a Rain Can Can glass. A Rain Can Can glass that's supposed to have Rain Can Can in it, but mayo Rain Can Can, which mayo means no Rain Can Can. So what I've decided to do on my totally not organized, nothing's happening, random episode is take white wine, and this is like a cheap Chardonnay 2018 from California. So it's nice and it's like buttery, kind of creamy, but it's not the deepest of flavors. No offense if you're the dark horse people, but it's a dark horse, but I mean, it's not a dark horse. It's not going to win a race. And then I've got Distillerie des Terres Rouges, Terouenne, France, Crème de Pêche de Vigne. Fucking tasty crème de pêche. And then Suze, right? So what I figure is I'm going to put a bit of Suze to give it a bit of bitterness and backbone and some, gentian love. Peach, right? I don't know how they make this. I don't know if they take 3 different types of peach and then they mix those 3 different types of peach together. And then they distill off those 3 different types of peach with the leaves from the peach. And then they take the pulp from that peach and add it back into this. I don't know if they do that. Apparently Rain Can Can does that type of stuff. Then again, I haven't been into Rain Can Can, and I have no idea of the proportions. But, right, this just, to me, and I'm going to put some Regan's orange bitters in, because you know what you do when you're a little emotional, you think to your mentors, right? People that made you happy in your lifetime, and you give them a little ode to those guys. All right, let's see. Will it taste like Rankin? Will it be delicious? We don't know. So I threw this together when I was trying to still put a legit show together. Then I thought, fuck it. It's a Dean Count show. I can do whatever I want. I'll have a rant. It's really tasty, but Rankin has more peach, right? Who would have thought? Rankin has a touch more peach. Let me see. Is this going to taste nice? Oh, that's delicious. Right, so before, obviously, with no plan, I'm just ranting. I know people are responding, but I don't think they're necessarily talking about the thing that I was expecting. Anyway, I'm going to play a tune that I love. So this is Roberta Flack and yeah, Killing Me Softly. Fucking amazing. So love this track, and it kind of is telling of how I feel at the moment, having seen all the stuff I've seen the last couple of days on social media. I don't want to switch off from it though, because this is the times we live in. We are living in a time when the world is consistently getting better. There's less poverty. There's less infant death. Like, there's less bad stuff. There's less people starving to death. There's less bad stuff. But there's also a realization that we have everything we need to have none of those bad things. And yet we're not doing that, because there's some people over here being a bit greedy. Let's just say they're being a bit greedy. Or there's some people just being a bit power hungry, right? And everyone else is kind of paying the price. I don't like that. It doesn't sit well with me. I think I'm genetically predisposed to challenging authority and getting aggressive. So I physically find it difficult to get upset, but instead, being the weirdo that I am, where I would normally get upset, I get super aggressive and defensive. It's almost like a protection against all the bad things. Right, so one last drink. This was nice. Too much Suze, I think. I think you could almost get away with just these two. But I love Suze, and I kind of wanted to add a little depth and bitterness. So maybe next time yellow chartreuse or something, just slightly less. And we'll see if we can get a Rankin. Yeah, that's what we'll go and call it. Right, so there's still a little bit left. I've still got some Jim Basil Spritz from the legend that is Bobby Hiddleston. I'm going to put a little bit of this in. And the drink is gone. What do you mean the drink is gone? What happened to the drink? Like what? Oh, that drink is gone. Or yeah. So earlier when I was setting up, I was drinking my Guinness, I was drinking my shots, and I was smoking a cigar, and I started smoking it, and it was so funny because all the cameras basically became like grey. So I now know I can't smoke cigars in the cabin and be live on air. And the air conditioner, I turned the air conditioner on to to get the air out of the room, and then realized immediately that now the filter of the aircon is going to have like cigar oil, tobacco-iness on it. so that's screwed. And I then turned this on, which is my little aromatizer, which I was talking about this a few episodes ago, about trying to take petrichor and pine and cedar. Well, I got pine and cedar, and I'm trying to recreate the smell of wet pine forest after the rain. And I started pumping that out. It's just been a silly afternoon, you know. Bobby, I love you. This is delicious. Right, so Mitch Ono Bushel, I love you. So Mitch, for those watching in the morning, if there is anyone watching in the morning on this episode at this stage, this is so late in a rant. Mitch has said, I've got it. Heavily salted mezcal Negroni with chocolate bitters, but bobbed and not stirred, so it has different consistencies with each sip. Right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, Mitch. In fact, I'm going to wash this. Right? Also, washing ice. I don't know what you think, but if you're at home, Rankin Candy Peach, yeah. Joe, aren't you like the wine expert for the BBC or something like that? Like, have you heard of Rankin Can before? Bobbed Big Rock. Is that a big enough rock? Right? We'll call that Kevin Hart. Let's see. So, do I have any vermouth left? Yep. And I'm going to use my little baby one of these. Boom. Ooh. Mitch. Drink it with Carcassonne. Oh, what is Carcassonne? Is it pronounced Carcassonne? I have no idea what that is. Also, so one of the things I was going to show today, has anyone seen Difford's Guide's latest email where they sent an email out and they basically said, if you're at home, here's 10 ingredients you can buy, and then depending on which base spirit you like, use a base spirit with these 10 ingredients, and we can teach you using these 10 ingredients to make over 150 cocktails. It's pretty fucking cool, right? I love it. I think it's cool. Because, I mean, I got more than 10 ingredients here. That's 150 cocktails. Right, mezcal. Which mezcal? Ah, Mitch. If you're watching, so I haven't really responded to the boys as well as I should have, but the Siete Misterios guys, they they made a pineapple mezcal. It's a pineapple pechuga, right? And back in the day, I asked them, look, guys, right? I went touring through Oaxaca, and I drank a bunch of mezcal with them. And said to them, and I hung out, I made some mezcal, it was pretty cool. And I said to them, can we do a porky pineapple pechuga? Because the pineapple is the symbol of hospitality, right? But before the pineapple was the symbol of hospitality, ladies and gentlemen, the boar's head was the symbol of hospitality. So you have pineapples and you have pork. So if you were to make a pechuga, and this might shock you, but I was born in the year of the rooster, right? So I'm a giant chicken, right? So, and also I've seen multiple fighting chickens on my trip to Oaxaca. And it's really funny because you can tell a fighting chicken. They don't look like a normal chicken. They're a fighting chicken, right? So it's like kind of cruising along and being like normal chicken, like normal chicken, and then like holy shit. And they're in their own pen by themselves. And I kind of, through our translators, said like, "Is that a fighting chicken?" And then the guy who owned the distillery was like, "You want to see my fighting chicken? Here, come with me." And he wanted me to get in the cage with the chicken. And I mean, I was chicken. There's no way I was getting in with that fucking thing. It looks like an angry eagle, you know. I wasn't getting in there. I already put this in, right? So that's that. Mitch, as I was saying, let's go to Mexico, bro. Let's make some porky pineapple pechuga. The guys, like, I suggested it to them ages ago and then was useless at getting back to them and actually going. Oh, the bobbits are the different textures or whatever, dude. And chocolate bitters, right? Well, I'm going to do you two. So, Mitch, I'm going to put... What chocolate bitters did you use, bro? Fabled porky pineapple. Anyway, right. There's a delay. This must suck for YouTube watchers. I might actually spend the £50 or whatever it is a month to be able to stream on every platform and then see all the comments on all the different platforms so that no one can give me shit. Right. There's two different... This isn't really chocolate bitters, but I really want to put this in here. So I'm going to give it like... I'm going to give it a dash of this. I know that like Fee Brothers love the guys. They're lovely people. But it's basically candy. God. And they're so big droppers. So big droppers. I'm going to put a little bit of mole bitters. So this Herbolaria mole bitters is made by these guys. So it feels like that makes it a bit more legit. Right, so. I don't know if I'm drinking the same thing because Bittermans, fucking Bittermans, man. I don't have Bittermans chocolate. Do I have Bittermans chocolate? Well, it's too late now. Oh, I do. Damn it. Damn the delay. All right, Mitch. Cheers. Right. Wait for the delay. Wait for the delay. Clink. Oh, that's tasty. Pretty damn tasty. Pineapple and chocolate. I wouldn't normally put them together, but this is delicious. Anyone who hasn't tasted this, then you know, if you're around East Dulwich, let me know. But otherwise, you probably. I was gonna say you should buy it, but you can't buy it. So, yeah, I trapped myself. Not a boast. Cool. See, look at this, Tom. You're cool. Right, so I think that's me. Got like 5 minutes before my son turns up, and got his little seat here. If you have a little baby, and you're a bartender, and you have a bar in your house, which I know, I understand. The amount of people that have a bar in their house are bartenders and also have a very young child. Few and far between, but I would like to personally recommend this product. I don't know the name of it, but basically it's got lobster claws. Look at this. Lobster claws on the side, and then a really heavy duty, like steel, like strappy thing. And basically, you can clamp your child to the front of your bar. See that? You can't see that. That sucks. You want to know why? Because I keep taking that thing off the bar because I feel like you guys are going to see it. And you can't see it. Anyway, it clamps to the front of the bar. You tighten it up. And it doesn't matter how high the bar is. You don't need to get a high chair that's that high. He sits in there. Orders little tiny water martinis. That's what these are. Look at this. This is what he drinks out of. And almost every single time, we give him the martini. Because Daddy's drinking a martini, right? So he wants one. You give him his little one, and he goes. Spills everywhere. Every single time. Anyway, been lovely. Have a nice weekend, and don't forget, hashtag I can't breathe. Share it. I don't care what you do, how old you are, how young you are, what color you are, what religion you are. Get it out there. Keep sharing that sort of stuff because it empowers the people that are on the other receiving end to be able to say, look, it's not just us that believe in this, it's everyone, right? So everyone has a duty now to start shouting because it's too much. Anyway, have a nice weekend. Hope this has been I hope there's been a nice distraction from you every day.
You ordered what?